We can't underestimate them. They were the ones who started the revolt against the Romans 3 years ago. The city's already in a panic. We need a diplomatic solution. The last thing we need right now is to mar our relationship with Rome. The Knights' revolt has already begun pulling a precarious thread. Yeah. We've got more than one reason to stop this. But how are we supposed to do that? We have no idea where they're hiding, and we don't know what their plans are. Actually, we might. Margaret was kind enough to leave us a trail of breadcrumbs for us. That's nice. These locations may be of interest to you: the visitors' kiosk at the main gates, the back alley pub in the central district, and an old timer at the main square baths. The interest is the location of the old man, not himself, you know. Specifically where he's standing. These are all places where the resistance may be. Interesting. It's too soon to know for sure. The only way to know is by going ourselves. Sorry for putting you guys up to this. Just do what you can, even if it's just dropping by. We'll be on the lookout for intel.
Always Intel, never AMD.
Yeah. Bill's making a graphics card, don't you know? I made it, I think, actually.
Yeah, there's a couple at this point.
That's the one we're doing.
And go talk to the doctor. The doctor.
The doctor. Apparently, there's a Doctor Who set for Magic coming out.
Yep.
It's interesting. I don't know what to think about all these extra, like, crossover sets.
Here's what I do about them.
Yeah.
I leave them be. Never gonna use a card in one of them, but I'm also not gonna care if somebody else uses a card in for one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're finally ready for harvest. Yes, he says anyone may fix my eyes.
And now we're off to go do something else entirely.
Yep, that's how we go.
Now then, the ritual has been completed according to the Norse scriptures.
Yep.
You may pick one of the nuts now, Silhouette.
Yep.
Yes, Professor. It's finally happening.
That's right. We must place our utmost faith in the ancient Norse traditions.
You'll be able to remove your mask soon.
Yes. I just need to have faith and trust in the Professor. I am very eager to be free of this mask. It's quite heavy. Okay.
Sounds like an apple.
I was gonna say. Delicious apple nut.
In one bite.
It tastes like grass.
Even though there's definitely two sounds there.
Never mind the taste. Have your eyes been healed?
I don't feel any different. Let me try removing my mask.
Oh yeah, stare to where all the goblins are.
It's so amazing, Professor!
Yes,
The
she could
sky
see.
And the trees. Oh, it's all so vibrant and colorful.
Thank the gods! It's a success! Oh, we finally did it, Silhouette.
I guess you could thank the
Yes,
gods,
we
even
did,
though they
Professor.
technically were the ones who cursed her family lineage.
Yeah, don't worry about
how
that.
long it's been
Kind
since
of
I've seen
cursed
the
because
world for
it's
how
not.
it
It
truly
wasn't
is.
supposed to be. It was supposed to be a blessing.
I never imagined it would be this beautiful.
That went surprisingly well.
I agree. It went swimmingly.
I'm glad all that research into the ancient
Always
Norse
swimmingly,
customs
never
paid off.
climbingly.
Or flyingly.
Yeah.
It seems my hypothesis was accurate. You are a descendant of Norse oracles. We succeeded in suppressing their extraordinary power residing within you.
With drugs.
Oh, I don't really understand all that complicated history stuff. All I know is that it wouldn't have been possible without you both. Huh? That's odd. Everything's turning red again.
Oh no.
Adol, watch it!
Just with Silhouette's help.
Well, because
Good work,
she
Adol.
spotted it.
Professor, what does this mean?
She's too powerful. She needs more.
It appears as though the effects of the nut were only temporary.
Wasn't that pointed out in like what he told us earlier?
Yes.
He said that they would be temporary.
Yes, but that was very temporary.
I failed. I should not have been so quick to assume success.
I think this is an error in the storytelling. You should
It's
like he would understand that it was temporary, but he would say something about it being too short term.
Yeah.
I have no other leads from the scriptures aside from this. I'm terribly sorry, Silhouette.
Wasn't there also something about like a ritual to like empower the substance?
I don't know.
You don't need
I think
to
that's
be,
what they did.
Professor. You've already done so much for me. We know that these nuts work. I can just eat one if I ever feel like taking off my mask.
Yeah, for all of
So,
like what
don't get
four
down on
minutes,
yourself,
four
okay?
seconds.
Your kindness is enough to give anyone comfort, Silhouette. But I won't quit. We'll find a way to cure you for good. Our next plan requires you, Adol, to annihilate all the Lemiris right away.
Kill all of
I'm
the
sure Adol
lemurs.
would have already done so if it were that simple.
Yeah.
What does Boomafu do to you?
You do.
You wanted
have
to
a
move it.
point.
Move it.
I see.
Yeah.
But
We can't
it
have
makes
that.
me happy that you're working so hard for me, Professor. It's true that if all the Lemiris went away, nobody would have to fight them anymore.
Yeah, but she would still see a grayscale or whatever.
And if there was even the slightest chance that were possible, I'm sure that you would be the one who could do it, Adol.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do my best to keep helping you.
That was an affinity thing and not a side quest because you didn't really do it.
Nice. Alright.
Side quest. Side quest.
Where is she?
Hmm?
The doctor. Oh, there she is. Oh, we're outside. You. No.
Hey there, dudes.
Where's the usual guy? Isn't it usually Alex's shift? It was pretty out of the blue. I guess they couldn't get a hold of him, and this was supposed to be my day off too. Let me give me a break. Forget about it.
Dude.
Has he told you anything? Don't put me on the spot. Now I think about it, yeah, this guy's been stopping by the kiosk a lot lately. Looks like a shantytown, isn't it? Never seen him myself, but there seemed to be an acquaintance of Alex's. Apparently they kept talking about some sort of preparations. Alex seemed kind of against it all, kept asking the guy what was really going on, but some birthday party they're planning. Wonder whose it is.
Birthday party. Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
Oh. Talk about the preparations for making their move today. I mean, Alex is one of their members? Guys got guts? We're done here?
We
Yeah.
done here, dudes? No, we're not done here. I got locations to show you, dude.
Ah, the super drugs.
Drink your drugs, my guy.
Yep, super drugs. Let's go.
Bruh.
Anyway. Where are we going? The bathhouse. Speaking of
Alright, now,
bathhouse, we need
Make
to
sure to
go-
forget exactly where it is.
What, the bathhouse?
No.
What?
You're
Why-
supposed to run right past it.
Oh. Five.
You're missing. Yeah,
gold.
you're missing Anamona, so you're gonna have to come back.
That's fine.
Should have waited.
Fine.
That's 500 gold you wasted. Oh no.
Oh, can make it. The who the boss roped in, right? You're the old lecher. That's a strong way to put it. Certainly wasn't easily wiggling my way out of that one. You see, the request was actually made for a different purpose entirely. I am just your average geezer who fancies a visit to the bathhouses. Save for my service as a core member of the Bells of Freedom. Hard to imagine an old man like you was a revolutionary. Then again, I guess it's not so strange considering Margaret was your boss. To be fair, the group was originally founded by a bunch of old folks with not much time left. We figured that our deaths would be a small price to pay for the bright future of our youth. So it seems our blunder has led them down the wrong path altogether in the end. Yeah, the path of petty theft and burglary.
Burglarly.
Yes, burglary. As if you didn't know already. It sounds to me like you ain't much of a core member anymore, though. Yes, the resistance dissolved for a time following Margaret's arrest, but the young'uns of the group continued to operate under the fold. I'd have been acting as their advisor of sorts in an effort to keep their hostility in check, but ultimately my attempts to contain them have failed miserably. Perhaps I could have quelled their vindictive thirst had I succeeded. I see. But what is the resistance trying to achieve here exactly? Doesn't seem like Margot's anywhere around here either. It would seem they're readying to attack the garrison posts in each and every district. This revolt from the knights has cued them in on a perfect opportunity to take back Leah. Preparing to do so, they've been collecting intel and identifying blind spots. Request I'd make previously falls squarely under the latter. Blood a crack, but doesn't this matter how much chaos there is? You gotta have a real bricks or brains to think the Roman soldiers are gonna lose to some civilian. They've hardly got weapons or armor to start. One step and they're toast. That is, unless they got an ace up their sleeve, like guns or something. Margot appears to be assisting them, but in supplies. Yep, gunpowder. There we go. It seems she intends to see this matter through to its bitter end. She's convinced starting this by her hand gives her the burden of ending it as well. Can't really say for sure if it's on her either way. She wants to stop it at least. Why else would she put a request in? That means it's up to us. Any helpful info would be much appreciated. And naturally, I plan to give it. This is why I've been waiting here for you all to take on this, a long-standing member of the Resistance. There's only one place in the city powder and weapons will be viably concealed. Underground and spacious. I think I have an idea. Considering everything else we found, we should be able to narrow it down. Very much. Not at all. I'm too old to raise a hand against those youngsters anymore. Up to the next nation. They're on our torch, so please stop them before it's too late to give them the chance. Alright, this is... different thing?
What's gonna happen to Baldur?
What?
I'm really
No, there's a thing. Oh. I mixed up the marks. Or destination.
Don't go there yet.
This one, right?
That one if you want Anemona.
I do want Anemona.
Yes.
Come on, video encoding, stop dying. Weirdly.
Oh yeah. Yep. Stream's having problems.
At all. I am
Oh, I'm
glad
sure
to
it's
see
fine.
you are okay.
What's wrong?
What are you doing here?
The moment Aprilis was pierced by that sword, I remembered something very important to me. How had I forgotten this? Long ago, I was once a doll that was given to a certain little girl. She belonged to a common farming family, though they lived comfortably. As this girl's doll, I watched as she grew into a proper young woman. Those were modest, peaceful days. I thought they would continue as they were forever. That was until the girl, Rosvita, was discovered to be a saint and sent off to war. I'm going now, Anemona. I'll be back before you know it, so be a good girl and wait for me, okay? When the war's over, we'll have a wonderful tea party together, like we always do. And those were the last words she ever spoke to me.
You mean Saint Rosvita?
You were Saint Rosvita's doll? If those memories came back after seeing Aprilis' final moments, does that mean... I'm not entirely sure yet. But there was one other thing I remembered. As time went on while she was away, I found myself spending time with another human. I called him Papa.
Happy birthday, Anemona. For today will be the first day of your life.
Yeah, that's probably the
Now
guy, yep.
open your eyes and look at me. Stretch your legs and feel the land beneath your feet.
Papa was the one who gave me a soul and a conscience.
Is that even possible?
So probably what the chapter was
Who the hell
referring to
is
is
this
the
guy?
alchemist.
Unfortunately,
What?
I haven't remembered much more than that. But something inside me
That's
tells
crazy.
me Papa is much closer than we realize. Perhaps more of my memories will return with time.
Also probably who the Dr. No is trying to imitate. All right,
Intimitate.
intimidate. Yep. I'm all right now, everyone. It would seem that you all have somewhere to go. I shall accompany you. All right, Coliseum and the Pendleton Company. Either one's fine with me. Let's go. Yep.
All right. Fix
There's
your
the
party.
bathhouse. Very good. Yep. We're going to the bathhouse again. Yeah. Alright, we're going back. We did that one. Wait, we did
You
not
could
do
finish that
one.
quest off, yeah. I mean, there's really only two things to do, right? Finish both quests. So
Yeah. You. I wonder if Gaston will be okay. Something the matter, miss? You look a little down. Oh, you're all from the Dandelion, right? I'm just griping about one of my regulars, a guy named Gadsden. He showed up last night just Gaston. He showed up last night just before I closed up shop. He told me it might be his last time there before paying his office tab and walking away. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Come to think of it, there is a rumor he got tangled up in some incident recently. He hadn't shown up ever since, not until last night. That was the name of the thief who was targeting warehouses. That's right, the one who got away. Did Gaston ever say anything else? Well, not to me directly, but he did mumble some stuff as he was leaving. Things like, this will show those Romans and can't let it get damp. Yeah, they're trying to blow something up. Gunpowder. He must be the one who's doing the things.
Can't let the vegetables get damp.
Yep. Margot's intel did lead us straight here after all. We're trying to make a stir fry, not a soup. Can't make them get damp. Anyway, just like Margot, we've got no idea where he actually is. Yep. He's from the shantytown. He's had more than his fair share of fights with Romans. He's has good sides too. He's looked out for me ever since my husband died. Don't know what he's up to, but could you do something for me if you see him? Just tell him to think before he acts. That's all. Of course we will. Yeah.
That is exactly what we're here to do.
After going to all 3 locations, you return to the Dandelion. Then you reconvene with Dogi and Parks. Who'd have thought those people who knew? Who'd have thought those people we knew were resistance members all this time? They've been blending in, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And if they're nowhere to be seen, we should assume they're in the final stages of setting their plan into motion. We're running out of time. Yes, time is of the essence. With the information we've all gathered, we now know where most of their hideouts are located. Cloaca Maxima in Shantytown. There have been questionable characters entering and leaving the area recently. Yep. We've got proof of it for insurance. We've got witnesses who saw the Gaston guy and Alex from the visitor's kiosk.
Thank you.
It'll work, you too. Can't take all the credit. You're the one who did all the legwork. Madame Margot is there too. We'll need to prepare ourselves if they truly intend to assault the Roman guard posts. We're counting on you, Monstrums. Leave it to us. Next stop, the Cloaca Mine. Let's go.
Maxima.
Yeah. Bit of a side point talking back to magic. What are some of the weirdest tribals that actually have a decent support that could be feasible? I know Oozes is one of the weird ones that might have just enough support.
My mind jumped straight to Ooze.
Does elves have like a million things? Goblins have like a million things. Merfolk has like a million things.
Yeah, I was gonna say Merfolk could be cool. You could do Cynic Merfolk instead of Mono Blue, or like something like that. Oh, that's cool.
What?
You could make a giant tribal deck.
Interesting.
Agar the Freezing Flame. 1 blue and a red for a 3/3 giant wizard. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant, wizard, or spell you control dealt damage to it this turn, draw a card.
Interesting. So like overkill is useful.
Overkill turns into card draw.
Those resistance members should be hiding out here somewhere. We made it this far. Let's get step. So basically, that's 1 card, right? Not per excess damage, right? Per excess damage would be a little weird.
Each instance of excess damage. So you could swing in with multiple creatures, and if they all get blocked and get dealt excess damage, then you would draw a card for each of them, but not for each point of excess damage.
Right. Would be interesting to have trample on a bunch of stuff too. It's basically anytime you're able to trample,
then you would get the damage and the card draw.
Yeah.
You could do a Minotaur tribal. They actually printed a Minotaur commander. Whoa! Really?
What?
Okay, so Sethrun, Heirloom General. 3 red for a 4/4 Minotaur warrior. Whenever Sethrun or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/3 red Minotaur creature token. And 2 and a red-black split, or a red-black hybrid. Minotaurs you control get +1/+0 and gain menace and haste until end of turn.
Menace and haste.
So you're in Rakdos
Yeah.
because of his activated ability. So that's basically every good Minotaur. I think they're all in red anyway. And then you get a little bit of black for some removal. And there's a couple Minotaurs that are red-black that works out. And then
I prefer black card draw to red card draw too.
black card draw is better than red card draw for the most part.
Yeah. I really dislike red card draw. The whole like exile it or whatever, and then it's like if you can cast it, good luck.
Yeah.
We found them.
You know.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's kind of cool.
Who's there? It's the Monstrums. Turns out our little hunch was right. Doesn't seem like Margot's here, but I'm sure she'll rendezvous soon enough. It's one hefty sash of weapons and ammo you got there, not to mention enough powder to send a good several guard posts up in smoke. But there's like, what, only 6 of you? It's a total letdown. Right as we were finishing our preparations too, damn Monstrums, mind your own business and scram for once. Margot's the one who sent us. What? Why would the boss do something like that? The Monsters received a request warning us of your intentions. He explicitly solicited us to do something about it if we harbored any objections. Why don't you just give this crazy plan a rest already? Think before you act. That's what Perry told us to tell you. Maybe the boss is against the whole thing after all. You heard what old Grindo said. He said things have changed since the war. You mean all that crock about living in harmony with Rome to restore Balduke? Doing that makes us no better than livestock cozying up to the hands that feed us. We Galeans have our pride, like hell we're submitting to those rotten invaders. We'll never give in, not until they answer for what they've done to us. Every single day, every single life we've lost to the war is paid in full with Roman blood. It's gone off the deep end. All you end up doing is showing even more hatred. And the ones who'll suffer for it most are the ones who did nothing to deserve it. You think that we're just gonna sit back and let that happen? Think again. So that's how you want to play it, huh? Fine. Need a good warm-up round before taking on Rum anyway. What do you want to romp with the Monstrums, do you? You should reconsider. The ship's already sailed 8 years ago. Grief and suffering those Romans brought on us is one we'll never forget. They killed our friends and families, plundered our cities, and slapping a tax on them besides. Did you get it? It's the only way for us to take our dignity back. If you Monstrums aren't with us, you might as well be against us. That's right. The only thing those Romans will get from us is a taste of their own medicine. Cast every one of those dirty trespassers out of our rightful lands. They'll be sure to hear our message back at the capital loud and clear. And when the bells of freedom start to ring, they'll know the pride of Glea will never die. Yes, get a hold of yourselves. The enmity. How are those? Monsters? Where did they come from? It's like in the Grimwald. The animosity must have brought them forward. Oh, bro, I guess we have no choice. We gotta save them from their own anger. Literally. Oh, let's see, guys.
So yeah, you can do an ooze tribal, you can do a Minotaur tribal. Don't make a Scarecrow deck. Don't.
What do you mean? I heard this gray. They're very rude.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as Slivers, where you play your commander, going to die.
Shadow die.
You could combine multiple things. You could make that Sphinx tribal like you wanted with Yennet.
Yeah, I might do that. Amazing! Can't believe you actually defeated this. Yep. That takes care of that. Pathetic. Really think you could just go ahead with Roman? You think you can go head to head with Rome after cowering over small fry like that? Come on, Hawk. You think you know everything, don't you? Whether we're a match for them or not is besides the point. All that matters is making those Romans suffer every bit we have and more. If we don't, everyone we lost 8 years back will have died for nothing. Right, guys? Right, we've come too far to give up now. I'll give up my life if it means getting revenge on Rome. Gosh, no, but please. Is that really what you're after? What? Of course it is. What else do you think we've... Enough. This ends here. Yeah, Margot's finally here. Finally. Ah. Margot.
They jumped down that wall or something.
Yeah. Goodness me, I certainly didn't expect a monstrum to be here. Perhaps they're acquainted. These youngsters I met at the baths? In a sense. That aside, it would seem that they're managed to carry out my request.